Hi guys, how are you? If you're new to my channel, my name is Sarah. This is my YouTube channel, Stitching by Sarah. This is a channel about my little addiction of cross stitch. To all my returning viewers, thank you so very much for coming back. I really do appreciate y'all that keep coming back week after week. So this is going to be part normal update video, part education video. A friend of mine had asked me to do a video on how I choose my my floss colors, if it's totally different than what's called for. So I'm going to do my quick little update, and then I'll do the little how I changed my floss color. If you're here just to see how I changed my floss color, I'm going to try and remember to put in the drop down box the timestamp to where you can fast forward to. My featured friend this week is my friend Caroline. She has been stitching like crazy and fully finishing what she's been doing. It's been awesome watching what all she's been finishing. So this, she said, is a pattern from Erica Michaels Fallberries. She used a napkin from Hobby Lobby that was 75% off to finish the front. And we have a friend that says that she uses tea towels for seasonal fabric. Her next pattern is these cute little snowman that she absolutely knocked it out of the park when she fully finished. Next we have her Autumn Berries by Erica Michaels, and she has fully finished each of these, or actually I guess it's just one berry for autumn. She's going to put on a stand that she has. So last week I had told you that we had contractors coming. They actually, the first part of the crew finished yesterday. There's nobody here today, and then I guess another crew's coming tomorrow to finish off what needs to be done. So it is not bright and early. My husband is home, so I'm going to do the video, and then we're going to go run the roads for a little bit, and then come home and work on my video. And then I have to, my volunteer job that I do once or twice a month. Sorry, I don't know what's up with this. My volunteer job I got to do tonight, so I'll be busy today. All right, let's get into my stitching. So this week I did not want to stitch on anything that I normally stitch on, so I pulled out things that you haven't seen in a while. So first of all is my big toe, the name of Jesus. This is where it was last time. You guys saw it a long time ago. This is where it is now. So I just started on the word counselor down at the very bottom there. That's the only thing I did. The fabric I think is 32 count. If it's not, it's a 28, and I'll put it right here. It's something that I hand dyed myself. I hand dyed it with a Rit Brown. The border, the brown and the red, they are the called for colors. Purple is an example of me changing the color. You know, purple is supposed to be for royalty, and since it's the names of Jesus, you know, purple just made sense to me. So the purple is Grape Fizz. What I did was I took the color, or actually I bought the floss at 3 Stitches, and then I went to you know, all the stands trying to see a purple that I liked, and I held these colors next to the other purples, and that's how I decided what purple I wanted. This purple kind of popped with the other colors, so that's how I picked out that purple. All right, so the next one, and I did mention these are all things that you haven't seen in a while, right? Oops, sorry, I don't want to lose that. So next one is Fabulous Fall. It is, looks like it's a combination chart between Dinky Dyes and the Cat's Whisker. This is where it was last time you guys saw it. And this is my progress. I am almost done. I just need to fill in that little area here. I need to make the other side of the biscornu, you know, over here. And I believe the biscornu on the second side is just around the corner, so there's not a lot of stitching on it. So I should try to get this finished this week so that I can try to make a biscornu. I don't know what the fabric is. I don't have it in my bag like I normally do. I believe it's a 30, I believe it's a 32 count, but I'm not positive. If I find it, I'll put it down here. And the floss is not the called for. The floss is a Gentle Art limited edition. I just pulled from my stash. I just pulled a color that I thought was pretty, that would make a pretty biscornu. So I guess a lot of these charts, I didn't realize how many charts that I've actually pulled my own color. So that is the Fabulous Fall Biscornu. It doesn't look fall, you know. My version is not going to look fall. It's just going to be a pretty little brown and blue biscornu. All right. Next is a pattern that I did not change any colors. This is Autumn Quakers. I pulled the fall biscornu out and I thought, well, might as well pull out something else that's autumn related. So this is Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This is where it was last time you guys saw it. And this is where it's at now. The fabric is 28 count Queen Anne's lace. And the floss is the called for Valdani 6-strand floss. Those colors are not popping on there. There, look at how pretty those colors are. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I turn that back so it doesn't glare so much. So the Valdani, let me pull this out so you can see what it looks like. Those are the colors of the Valdani. Aren't they pretty? They're a pain in the butt to work with, but they're really pretty. And I say that lovingly. I think it's just me. I know people love stitching with Valdani. I think it's just thicker than I'm used to working with, and I like to use smaller needles, so that's my own problem. It's not a Valdani problem. All right, next is Little House Needleworks, Psalm 145. This is where it was last time you guys saw it. And this is where it is now. So I added the words. Yep, I added the words. And I started working on the tree. The fabric is, it's a common, Mushroom Lugana. And I, so far, am using the called for floss. I don't think I have all the floss in here. I just bought the floss for the top of the banner, which happens to also be the words and the trees. So that's where that one's at now. And then this is one of my conversions. I changed the floss myself because I didn't like all of the called for, or I didn't have the called for, and some of this floss didn't go with my fabric. So this is Cross Stitch Nation by Heartstrings Samplery. If you've been here before, you know that I have a hard time saying Samplery for some reason. So that's Cross Stitch Nation. That's what it's supposed to look like, or you know, that's the model looks like. This is where I was last time you guys saw it. I didn't do much to it. I started working on this last night, and then this, I have to change colors. So first of all, fabric is, I want to say 28 count cornflower blue. It feels like a Wichelt. You know, it's that stuff, that rough stuff. That's all the original colors, or the called for. That young lady's dress was originally a blue, and it didn't work well with, here, that's what she originally looked like. It did not work well with my fabric. So her dress is Classic Colorworks Pumpkin Harvest, and the white in there, or the cream colored, is the original color. So her skin color I need to change. Skin color is called for lamb's wool. Her dress with the little white there is eggshell. And you can see where's, they are very, my two colors are very close in color. So I'm having a hard time seeing her hands on her dress. You know, it just kind of blends in. So I'm going to change her skin color. So I'll work with you in a little bit on that. I need to find a color to put in her dress. The little boxes there are called for mustard seed, which is, I believe, this one. And I don't like those colors together. So I'm going to have to find a new color for in her dress. Let's see. I believe the young man is all that called for. I changed the color of the fourth lady's dress. Her dress originally was supposed to be, you know, like that color there, right there. Her dress color, the blue, is called Isla Morada. It's that color. And then the gray is just DMC 3779. I thought about making one or two of my people a darker skin color, you know, because we're not all white people to do cross stitch. So I thought I would change the skin tone of a couple people. So I'm going to work on that today with you. And I will show y'all, I'll pull another pattern where I will change the colors, and I'll show you how to, how I do that. All right. So I'm going to stop here for a minute and put some things away and try to, you know, pull over my floss and see what we can do. All right. Hi guys. If you are just turning to this portion of the video, you're here to see how I change my floss color in my fabric, or on my fabric, from what is originally called on the pattern. I can think of 3 reasons why you would want to. One is the color that is called for. Well, you don't have it. Whether it's you wanting to stitch from your stash, you don't have it that way, or it is a very hard to find color at the moment. There are many at this moment that are hard to find. Say you're wanting Lighthouse. You don't have that color. If you don't know what Lighthouse color is, or if I don't know what Lighthouse color is, what I do is I actually just Google the color to see what it looks like. And then I go to my stash and pull out colors that I think might work for it. So I pulled out linen. I pulled out tea and biscuits. I pulled out Wild Oats, Chamois, and DMC 3033. So I would pull them out on my fabric. And pull them out with my other flosses to see which one I would like to use the most. So I would probably go with linen. All right. If I already knew what the floss color was that I don't have, we're going to go back to our friend Lighthouse. I know that Lighthouse is a little bit darker than Ecru. So again, I would go through my stash and just pull out floss that I think might be close. And then I would make my decision. This time I would choose Chamois, or however you pronounce that. I don't know. So that's how I go through finding floss, because I don't have it. Second reason why you would be choosing floss is the floss color is too close to your fabric. Actually, let's use our friend Stargazer here, because this actually happened. Okay, here's Stargazer. The Floss 3779 is the called for. It is too much like the fabric that it was blending in. I was stitching right there. It's hard to see when it was stitched. So I decided, since the fabric's got purples and blues, that I would do either a purple or a blue. Now, if it's something like Heartstrings Samplery, I think this dress was originally pretty close to the fabric. So in this case, I just went through my stash, pulled out a pretty color, and I decided I was going to give her a pumpkin harvest dress. That was just purely pulled my stash, see what I wanted, and made that decision. So I also look at what's in the dress. The dress itself, the little white there, is eggshell. I kept the eggshell. I just changed the bluish color of her dress. This young lady right here is not the called for. I don't remember if I didn't have that color, or I'm thinking I just didn't like the colors. So I just again went in, grabbed colors that I thought were pretty. I grabbed Isla Muerta. And then I went through trying to decide what color would work with that color. And I came up with 3799. So those are how I chose those colors. Sometimes if you want, if you need gradients of color, like on Stargazer here, you need to go to your DMC card. Let's see, show you the front here. That's how it comes. DMC color card. They also have a color card that has the actual floss so you can get a truer representation of the color. So for Miss Stargazer, I pulled out the colors that are called for. I am missing one. I think I probably pulled it to put in another chart. So this, actually what I did was I pulled these colors and then I went to my DMC and I knew 210 was going to be one of them. So knowing my purples, I pulled a bunch of purples. I pulled a bunch of purples in different variations that would match the called for. I believe originally I pulled a color that was different than this one, the 327, but it wasn't quite in the purple range of all the others. And sometimes it helps to phone a friend. So I phoned my friend, or video chatted my friend Heather, and she helped me choose the colors. We pulled out our DMC card, and I wanted it all based on 210. So I found 210, and it's in column 4. All right, column 4. I knew that I needed a dark like 3779. So I chose 550. So I knew that one was going to stay. The one for the 327 was not in this color column. So I think it was over in here somewhere. I think it was 29. Actually, it was 29. It kind of didn't stick, or it didn't work right. I checked all these other colors. The 210 is in this column. 26 is in this column. And 208 is in this column. So I went to my color chart here and found a color, maybe it was 28. I found a color that was dark. I went here to try to find a color that was dark and still in the same purple, you know, in the same column. So I pulled the 327. That's how I got those colors. Technically, let me show you. The original colors are all in the 20s. The 3799, the 647, the 3072, and the 3022, and I believe 3023 was one of them also. Technically, what I probably should have done, looking back on it now, I should have gone to my purples on column 4. You see how all the 20s are the first 4 and then the last one. What I probably should have done is done the first 4, or the first 4 here and the last one. So 327 probably shouldn't have been in the color range. It should have been 211, 210, 29, and 28, and then the 550. But I think it's pretty how it is. All right. So that is how I came up with her colors for Stargazer. All right, next I want to show you is skin tone. Now, if you do charts that have people, you may not like the skin tone that they have. The skin tone may not work well with the fabric you have, or if you want to do some diversity in your charts. There are many resources out there for you to use. So what I did was I just Googled cross-stitch skin tone, and you get a whole bunch of ideas. There is Lord Libidon. If you've never heard of Lord Libidon, you need to check out his blog. He has got a lot of information for you to look into. There is this skin tone swatch. There is the skin tone faces with DMC and Anchor. If you're an Anchor stitcher, you could use this. There is also this skin tone found on Pinterest, I believe. So what I'm going to do is I'm using Lord Libidon's skin tone for DMC. He also has one for Anchor. You can see on this, he shows you the skin tone, he shows you highlights, and he shows you shadows. So if you were to choose this 3727, 3727, I don't have that one. If you were to choose that skin color, it would show you what the highlight is and the shadows. So on my Cross Stitch Nation here, I don't like the color of her face. Her face is lamb's wool. The little design, which is the called for, both of those are called for. The design in her dress is eggshell. My two, eggshell and lamb's wool, are very similar. I don't like how close in color they are, so I want to change her skin tone. I definitely don't want anything light. So these up here, I was going to show you, these are actually from my Mirabilia. So if you are a Mirabilia stitcher, you can get some ideas from your Mirabilia. These, I believe these are going to be two on the light side for me. 819 may be okay, but I'm not sure. The 3773 is a possibility. The floss over here is from Lord Libidon's chart and this DMC Anchor skin tone. So floss is like 3770. They're going to be too light. And so is 739. Because that's very similar to what I already have. If I wanted, I could do 844 or 842. It'd be just a smidge darker than what I have. I am probably going to change her hair color. Because it works well with a lighter skin. But if I were to change her skin color to 632, the hair color just does not work with her. I could go pinky, 63 or 936, 963. My dyslexia kicked in. That is a little different. I may not do that because it's like a pastel-y color like her dress, and I don't think I want to do that. I probably will do an 841. Or 407. Or I can even go darker, like 433. If I go 433, I either want to make her hair like a silvery gray or a really dark brown. So that's how I change skin color. I want to remind you when you're doing your floss toss to not just lay your floss like that or like that. or like this, because you don't get a true representation of the color. You want to take 2 strands if you're going to be stitching over with 2 strands, or if you're going to be stitching with 1 strand, take 1 strand. All right. I don't remember if I specifically told you the third reason why you would be changing colors. Is the first reason is you don't have it, you can't get it, don't want to get it. Second reason is the fabric, the floss and the fabric match too much. And the third reason would be just because you want to change the color. You didn't like the color, so you changed the colors. So those are the 3 reasons why I can think of why you would want to change it. I hope that was a helpful tutorial for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. As I said, it's not an easy process sometimes. Sometimes I sit here and hem and haw forever trying to figure out what color I'm going to use. It's just a matter of trial and error. Sometimes you pick a color and then you start stitching and you're like, nope, don't like it, and you have to take it out and go find something else. So I hope that was helpful a little bit. I'm sorry if I confused you. It's just basically trial and error. Use your resources that you have available, like your DMC color guide. They also have one that has actual strand colors on it. You can do that. Just pull colors and just try what you can. So I hope you have a good week. I hope this was helpful. Happy Thanksgiving to all of those in America. This coming Thursday. I work Thanksgiving. I have off what we call Black Friday, and then I work the weekend, so I'll be busy that part. I will try to do a video on Friday. Our son just said, oh, I guess I'm coming home Thanksgiving. We had planned on not doing anything because our son's in Dallas and he had originally said he's not coming down, and our daughter lives an hour away. She said she didn't think she'd be able to get up. So we had originally planned on not doing anything, maybe steaks on the grill. But now I guess we're doing Thanksgiving on Friday. The joys of being a nurse and or anybody having to work the holidays, so you know what it's like rearranging your schedule, trying to get your holidays in if you work those holidays. So I'm rambling, I'm sorry. So I hope you all have a good week. I do not know what time I will do my video next Friday. I do have it off, but I guess I'm going to be cooking a turkey now. So it may be later in the day when I get it up, or it might be bright and early in the day. Who knows? So I hope you all have a good week, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.